Do angels have wings? This might seem like a silly question, but the whole point of the show is to illuminate biblical truth. I found it's wise to question everything and examine it in the light of the Holy Scriptures and find out the truth according to God. I can imagine that if you ask the average person on the street all over America if angels have wings, the majority, if not all, would answer yes. A quick study on the subject might prove useful in dissecting this myth. First of all, what is an angel? Let's go to the book of Hebrews, chapter 1. Are they not all ministering spirits, sent forth to minister for them who shall be heirs of salvation? Here, the book of Hebrews tells us that angels are ministering spirits, sent to be of service to the heirs of salvation. So angels help those who will receive the gospel and be saved. The Bible also tells us that angels are created beings. These angels also have the capacity to make choices. Satan's an angel who served God until he decided he wanted to be God. So he rebelled and lost his former place in heaven. In Satan's rebellion, he drew a third of the other angels down with him. So angels are God's servants who can make choices good and bad, who either serve God by abiding in the plan of redemption or serve the devil, hindering the cause of Christ. Here's an interesting fact. Angels who appear in the Bible are always of the male gender. There's not one single instance of a female angel in the Holy Scriptures. All through the Bible, we see angels playing an active role in God's plan of redemption. In the book of Genesis, we see two angels appear to Lot. God had pronounced judgment on Sodom and Gomorrah and was going to destroy the whole place. But first he wanted his servant Lot out of harm's way. So he sent two angels that looked just like men to give Lot the message. When the men of Sodom saw these men with Lot, they lusted after them and wanted to do unspeakable things to them. They all gathered outside Lot's home and demanded the men be sent out so they could have their way with them. The huge crowd was trying to push their way into Lot's house and take the men, but Lot refused to give them up. The angels smote the whole crowd with supernatural power and blinded them so they couldn't find the door. They saved Lot from being crushed against the door by pulling him into the house. These angels were powerful and apparently fairer than most men. They ended up escorting Lot and his family out of the city just before it was destroyed. Let's go to the book of Judges, chapter 13. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman and said unto her, Behold now, thou art barren, and bearest not. Thou shalt conceive and bear a son. Here an angel of the Lord appears to the woman and tells her she will bear a son. The baby spoken of here is none other than Samson. When her husband hears the story from his wife, he goes to confirm it with the angel who told her. Now let's look at verse 16 of the same chapter in the book of Judges. And the angel of the Lord said unto Manoah, Though thou detain me, I will not eat of thy bread. And if thou wilt offer a burnt offering, thou must offer it unto the Lord. For Manoah knew not that he was an angel of the Lord. Even after talking to the angel, he didn't know that he was talking to an angel. If this angel had huge wings growing out of his back, it would be hard to mistake him for an ordinary man. Hebrews 2:13 tells us to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. With all this evidence, it's hard to believe that the angels spoken of in the Bible have wings. Why would they need wings anyway? Jesus got around just fine after his resurrection, walking through walls and ascending up into the sky. He didn't have wings, and he was taken up into heaven. So where did all of this angel wings business come from in the first place? I've I've got a couple theories on the matter. The first is that the winged angel idea came from ancient mythology, where the false gods had wings on their backs. One example is Cupid. He's a cute little baby angel with wings. Secondly, there are a couple of angelic beings mentioned in the Bible that have wings. They are the Cherubim and Seraphim. Whether or not you believe angels have wings will largely depend on whether or not you consider these creatures to be angels or not. Some believe the Cherubim and Seraphim to be a high level of angels. Others believe these are special creatures made by God for a special purpose. Although they are angelic beings, these are not the angels that appear to the average person in the Bible. They have a different purpose and appear to be involved in the praise and worship in the very presence of God. The seraphim appear in the book of Isaiah, chapter 6. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Above it stood the seraphims. Each one had 6 wings. With twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. And one cried unto the other, and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the posts of the door moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke. The prophet Isaiah witnessed this sight and was greatly disturbed because of his uncleanness to be in the presence of God. These creatures were charged with praising and worship in heaven. What an awesome sight that must have been to a human being. The cherubim appears first in the book of Genesis in chapter 3 when Adam and Eve were cast out of the garden. The cherubim had a flaming sword and guarded the entrance to the Garden of Eden, preventing anyone from eating of the tree of life and being forever frozen in a fallen state. The cherubim are also depicted on the Ark of the Covenant that was used in the Old Testament temple and tabernacle worship. So to answer our original question, do angels have wings? No, at least not the angels that appear to the average person who are servants of the Most High God in the Bible.